Greetings, Commanders. Roy here. And welcome to the new subscribers. We actually have 5 new subscribers since last time. So, welcome all. And thank you so much to Wesley Snipes for giving us a donation. Wait, let me turn it on here. Yeah. Latest donation, Wesley Hetherington, £10. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. So today we are going to have a look at hosting websites at your own home for practically free. I said that I'm also going to do a video on the GitLab server or hosting GitLab. But I think it's going to be too much for one video, so I'm going to split it into 2 videos. So that part will be in the next episode. So you can actually host websites on your own workstation, your own computer, or you can buy a used server like I did. I bought this. This is a server. This is a Dell PowerEdge R410. And it has 2 processors, 2.4 gigahertz each, and 32 gigabyte RAM. And I have 2 600 gigabyte hard drives, and they are configured in RAID 1, so they are like mirrored. So if one fails, the other one continues, and you can do a hot swap, put a new one in. And these kind of servers are cheap. I got this one for 10,000 pesos here in the Philippines, and that is the equivalent of around 180 US dollars. So they're pretty cheap, but they're good enough. They're strong, fast enough RAM. They're a bit old. They were produced in 2009, so they're 14 years by now, but they really are made quite well. They are workhorses. They just go on and on and on and on. And I've had mine now for, I don't know, half a year, and it works really quite well. In order to communicate with our server, I used a program called Remina, which is a remote desktop client. And I have that server here. I have like a bit of a home, like a network, and I can log on to it here, double click, and here we have it. And we already have some virtual machines running on it. And excuse me for the Windows 10, but I do work. I need it for work purposes. And so if we have a look at system monitor, then you can see that it's using 12.4 gigabyte of 32, 40%, so we are in a good health. And as for the hard disk, we have 388 gigabyte available of around 600 gigabyte total. So that's fine. Excellent for hosting a few websites, 3-4 websites. So let's close this. By the way, the electric bill for this server per month here in the Philippines is under 1,000 pesos per month. That's the equivalent of 18 US dollars per month, 14 pounds. So it's cheap to run. So the problem with doing home hosting is that if you have a regular internet, then your ISP, your internet service provider, is most likely blocking the ports for website port 80, port 443 for SSL, or HTTPS. They are usually blocked, so you can't do that. But so what you want to do is to create a tunnel, like a VPN tunnel between Cloudflare and your server at home. And I will show you how to do this, how to do that now. So check this out. So you go to Cloudflare and you log in there and choose the website that you want to tunnel to your home. Then go under access here on the left side. And then you want to launch Zero Trust. And choose your account. And go to access and tunnels. And as you can see, there's already one tunnel because I am already hosting Kumander.org at home and a couple other websites. But we are gonna do a new tunnel just to show you how it's done. So we are going to say create a tunnel. Tunnel name, we'll call it just tunnel like that. And then we want to be on Debian 64-bit architecture. Yeah, but at this point we don't even have a server for that. So let me just create a new server. I'll go to Remina, go to Kumander server, and here I'm going to create a new web server. So stand by. Share a cat in the background. What's this little rascal doing here? Let's see if we can view it in full screen auto resize. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so let's open a terminal here and let's say we need to have some kind of a web server running. So let's say super app install Apache 2. So let's test it on this machine. I can grab Firefox. So that's a localhost, and it works. The Apache test website. So what we want to do now is to go back to Cloudflare. And it says here, if you don't have Cloudflare installed on your machine, copy this one, or if you already have it installed, copy this one. Please also note that here in the bottom it says connectors, and your connectors will automatically show here once Cloudflare has been successfully installed on your machine. So we'll copy this, and then we will go to our server, and here we'll open a terminal, and paste, enter, and this installs the daemon that runs in the background, responsible for the connection. And let's have a look here. And there it is. Status connected. So let's click next. And then you want to put your domain here. We're going to say test domain .kumander.org, and then here we'll choose HTTP because at least for now on the web server it is just running simple HTTP, and the URL is localhost. Okay, so we'll say save tunnel. So we'll open a new tab with test domain .kumander. And there you go. your web server at home is now publicly available to everyone in the world for the very, very low price of just the electricity of keeping the server running. Now, I would suggest to be a little bit careful with this approach because, after all, um, there's a reason that they are blocking port 80 and port 443, the ISPs. So don't go and start a streaming service or something like this because your upload is gonna be sky high, and the ISPs might notice that. You might get red flagged, and possibly you get your connection terminated. I don't know. So just be careful. That is the reason why I don't host the Kumander ISO files at home yet, because for that I think we're gonna need a professional internet connection where we get our own IP, static IP, and unlimited upload and download. So I can't afford that at this point, but hopefully if there is some support, then we can do that in the future. And that concludes this episode. I hope you learned something, and in the next episode we're going to install and configure a GitLab server using our Cloudflare tunnel. So until then, please be safe and stay free.